Hello and welcome to the Trading Post podcast, where we unlock the secrets of business-to-business trade, dive into powerful networking strategies, and share my exciting journey of using a podcast to market my business instead of relying on SEO. I'm your host, Trader Stu. Hello, welcome back to the Trading Post. I am your host, of course, Trader Stu. All right, quick update here. I'm unable to go do the part-time substitute teaching that I thought I was going to be able to do for a couple days a month, whatever like that. I found out that I went to Baker College and they have quarter hours, and my associate degree does not add up to 60 credit hours, which is the state minimum to be able to substitute teach. And they were like, well, you can go around and harvest your other credit hours and try and make up the extra. I forgot I was short by I think 16 or something like that. I forgot how they did the math, and they multiplied it by 0.67 or something. Anyway, I was short 60, and they're like, well, did you go to school anywhere else? And then I was like, well, yeah, I could go and look around for Embry-Riddle and God, where else did I go? Northwestern, I think it was Florida, which at the time was Okaloosa-Walton County College. And then I went to Thomas Edison State College. And, I'm just not going to do all that work for something that was supposed to be fun. It just sounds. So I'm like, nah, cancel my application. This is after I did all the CRM stuff. I went to the couple-hour training thing at the school, and I did this and that. I'm like, you think you should vet all of that stuff before you let people do all the class. Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. And obviously I can't bus drive because I couldn't pass the physical for that. And so yeah, I'm full-time in again, just doing the trade thing. So that's what I'm into, and of course the podcast here, but I was gonna do something different, just try it out and kind of diversify my portfolio a little bit, just in case things go down, because every day it looks like something else is happening around the world. And I don't think that we are in the States sheltered from any of the chaos that is ensuing. It's just a matter of time before it comes across the pond and hits us. So anyway, that's all I was doing for that. Just a little CYA, that's all that was. What else we got to talk about here? Oh, I started the stupid cough. So I keep coughing in the mic, and I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to find a cough trap. Here we go. I could edit that out, but you know what? Then that kind of takes away the deal, right? So here I am, a cough drop here. All right. What else? Okay. In the trade world, what's happening? Barter, whatever we're going to call it. The restaurants are picking up. I am signing up tons of restaurants right now, and I know why. I'm out and about. If I'm out kind of door knocking, as I call it, or prospecting, I'm in these strip malls and driving around. And by the way, holy crap, LA Fitness just shut down by me. Brand new building. They put it up, I think 2 years ago, maybe 3. And on the corner of, was that Van Dyke and 16 Mile, Home Depot parking lot. That's gone. I was there the other day doing some member calls, and I was like, what? That building looked, they took the sign off, right? So I'm like, what is that all about? So yeah, no, we're not in a recession. Nah, not at all. Because LA Fitness can't make it in a very busy location. Although I gotta say, I always thought that was a weird spot for a gym. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I didn't think that was a spot to put a gym, but whatever. What else? Oh, restaurants. Yeah, so, I kind of hate to say this, but gone are the days of the lunch rush. It seems like, I don't know, except for if you're at a fast food place, I know Taco Bell by us is busy here in Rochester because of school, though. See, they have the high school right across the street, and I think they have an open campus or something because they get busy at lunch. But that's the only place that I see that actually has a line for lunch. People either, it's a combination, right? We're in a recession, let's just say it. They don't have the money. And then everything's gotten more expensive to go to restaurants. And I went into this place to get mochi nuts, Van Dyke. And they have one of those things with the iPad. And it kind of ticked me off that it forced the tip on me. And by the time I realized it, it was like $1.50, whatever, more expensive than I thought, because they tacked on a 15% tip on there. Did I see it, the screen? Yes. I saw the 15, 20, 25% tip. However, I didn't really notice. It looked like it was highlighted, but also I didn't push anything to highlight the 15. I just thought it was kind of grayed out. And I thought I hit the skip button, like not to tip, because the guy did no work except for his job and behind a counter, making probably minimum wage or whatever. And I just didn't think that throwing 3 donuts into a cardboard box warranted a 15% tip. But lo and behold, I tipped it 15% like a fool. So people were getting burned out with this forced tipping culture as well, I think. I know. And it's making them a ton of money, of course. Like, I wish that was out when I was in those kinds of roles. I'm sure that they make, I don't know if it's a sizable income. Because again, I was the only person in the store and it was the morning. It was the morning of Veterans Day. So, I don't know. It's weird, dude. It's scary out there. It's a ghost town. All these restaurants are dead. Like, that used to be, I have a line. Like, this place is a donut shop on the way to work, right? Before, years ago, whatever, there was always a line at donut shops to pick up donuts for the office or the shop or whatever you're going into. I remember we had a rule when I was working in the Air Force and I was a mechanic. If you were going to be late, you had to pick up donuts. I don't know if you had to, because that sounds like, yeah, you had to. Let's just call them like I see them, like back then it was different. I don't know what they did. I never got written up for being late. But one time I got in a legal fight in a boxing match, and I probably got a concussion because me and this dude was wailing on each other. And I woke up at noon. I came in the shop at like lunchtime, and Sergeant Diaz goes, "Dude, Aldrich, where have you been? Have you been here all morning?" I'm like, "What? Yes." He's like, "No, you haven't." I was like, "Yeah, I know, you're right. I just walked in." He's like, "Where were you?" I said, "I slept in." He goes, "Slept in, dude? That's not sleeping in when you're supposed to be here at 7 a.m. I think we started at 6 or 7, I think it was 7. And I was like, "Yeah, well, I think I got a concussion." I probably shouldn't have drove home. There was this thing called Fight Night at this nightclub called Nighttown in Destin, Florida, and you could sign up and just fight, and that's what I did. I mean, this guy, he was like a brick, brick, what house, like this guy was corn fed, dude. This guy was a farmer, and there was a Golden Gloves champ that was my friend, my buddy's friend. He was like, "Dude, I wouldn't get in the ring with that guy. That guy is not the weight he said he was." Because before this night, you just told the fight people what your weight was, and they just paired you up, right? So I said I was whatever, at the time, 180. And this guy was probably 200 pounds. He probably had 30 pounds on me, which is a lot, dude. Especially this guy was all muscle. And I was like, what's the worst that's going to happen? And we're wearing headgear and we're wearing 1-pound gloves or whatever it was. He's like, "Dude, you're going to get rocked." And so I kept up the first 2 rounds. In the third round, I just got winded and he just like laid it on me, dude. The ref was like, yeah, I don't know if he had to cut it because this guy was he fought for a living. Anyway, I digress. It was fun. I'm laughing about it, but probably got some brain damage that night. Anyway, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, people not getting stuff on the way to work anymore. No, the coffee shops. There used to be a line at McDonald's and Tim Hortons. Timmy Ho's had a line out to the road. I remember going over to my old shop in Madison Heights, and Timmy Ho's would have a line out to the turn lane. People were like blocking traffic to get their coffee, and I'm like, "Dude, buy a coffee machine." I don't know. I have a coffee machine at home. I spent good money on it. It was like, I forgot now, hundreds of dollars, maybe 4. It was like crazy. I was like, ugh. And my wife was like talking me into it. She's like, you drink 2 mugs of coffee a day. Like you use it every day. Get a nice coffee machine. My God, it grinds it and it's got the gold standard coffee. Anyway, and I use it every day. And I don't know. If you do the math at $4 or $5 a coffee, if you do that, I don't know, every day, it don't take long to divide that by 400 and you pay off your coffee machine. I mean, just think if you go like 20 times a month, that's $100 a month you're spending on coffee. 4 months you pay it off. I don't know. That's just how I got to do things. That's how I do the math. At any rate, so God, so I haven't, I didn't record and upload last week, and I'm playing catch up now. I got sidetracked with the whole craziness of it all and trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. But so now I'm back, and yeah, I kind of missed this. Anyway, it's kind of like talk therapy, except for y'all get to hear me. So anyway, restaurants doing great with it, with the trade and barter, whatever, because if they have excess capacity, the waiters and wait staff, whatever, waitresses are already there, you might as well bring in some more people through the door, or otherwise the food goes bad, so you might as well take some trade. The other thing that's cool is I just signed up another place that does, I forgot their name right now, but it's a brunch house. And to control the trade, because he doesn't want to get overwhelmed, we did gift certificates, which is great for a restaurant because you get the breakage, right? So if they come in with a $10 gift card and their brunch is $15, then you get the $5 cash because they overspent their trade. And they give you the trade voucher, of which he already got paid for because we buy the vouchers up front. So we did like $500. And then we make the $500 in vouchers, and then bada boom, bada bing, we sell them for them, and that's it. So, and what else? Oh, I just signed up a pot pie place too. I love pot pies. So we used to have a pasties. Or is it pasties or pasties? Pasties are for the girls, I think it is how you say it, paste, because you paste the pasties on. And then the pasties, pasties, because you got to say it like you're from Michigan. Because pasties, if you don't know this, I think I don't know if you call them invented, but they were for the miners that were doing the copper mining up in the UP of Michigan. And the women would make the pasties, and it was a hearty meal for the miners, right? So it had your potatoes or rutabagas or turnips, whatever you're using for your carrots. And then it had a meat, potatoes, whatever, and then gravy, corn, or whatever you're putting in this thing. It's like a pot pie, handheld pot pie. Think of that if you've never had a pasty. And they're good. And then, it's got the crust that encapsulates it all. It's like a handheld pot pie, right? So there's like a myth of the pasty. What's it called? There's the trolls. I'm looking this up right now. The pasty crust thrown out for the trolls. And they found out that these guys were holding the ends of the pasties, right, by the crust. And the guys didn't eat that part that they were touching. They thought that if they threw the pasty crust for the trolls, it would keep them safe. So it was a superstition, of course, and about dirty hands. So what they found out is that it kept them safe because when they were mining, they were getting lead on their hands. And if they would have ate all of that, they would have got lead poisoning. So really, it was the myth did keep the miners safe because they ended up throwing away the piece of crust that was contaminated with the lead from their hands. And then, allegedly that's the superstition of the trolls and under the bridge. Fun fact. Anyway, what else? I think that's pretty much it. That's it. Quick update. And restaurants are doing well. If you're a restaurant, consider joining a trade organization in your area. And now is the quiet time for winter coming up. I think we're already in winter. It's snow on the ground here in Michigan anyway. So if you're slowing down in your job, now might be a good time to consider joining a trade organization in your area. So think about that. All right, that's it. Be good at it.